Hello everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. So, we have started our class quests again, and so what we are going to start now is with the Paladin's Pledge. I was doing some things previously, nothing too crazy though. What is all this? Oh, okay. I'll come back to that later. But anyways, so we are going to start the Paladin's Pledge so that we can get out of this gladiator stage that we're in. Every job that you have, essentially, except for ones that come from expansions, they all do undergo some sort of transformation. Lancer becomes Dragoon, Archer becomes Bard, things like that. Conjurer becomes White Mage, etc., etc., etc. And so for Gladiator, what we become is we become a Paladin. So in the last episode, we were told that they were accepting new people to become paladins, that no longer had to abide by such strict rules as before. So, yes, I am Jen Lins, member of the sultansworn elite and servant of the Ul'Dan Sultanate. Unless my instincts deceive me, you have come to inquire about training as a paladin. If so, I would have your name, good woman. I'm Samutari. Sam, a fine name, I bid you welcome and salute your noble resolve, but if you aspire to paladinhood, you should understand what it means. A paladin swears allegiance to the Sultanate. A paladin shall be the sword and shield of the Sultanate. A paladin defends the people of the realm. Sellswords and gladiators and others of their ilk wield their blades for themselves, but a paladin serves the greater good. Do you understand me? The battle arts that the Paladin learns have been held secret, nurtured and perfected within the ranks of the sultansworn elite for nigh on these 600 years. Of all those sworn to protect the Sultanate, the soldiers, the mounted guards, and the knights, we are all the elite of the elite, our conviction unwavering, our hearts true, our sword skills without peer. But the glory of the Sultansworn, well, much of it is buried in the past now. Our brotherhood grows smaller by the year. We are a shadow of what we once were, and the Sultana turns to sellswords to defend her palace. All this because of one traitor. No, because of a blot of dishonor left by one who shall not be named, and because of him, we've been forced to seek the help of able-bodied adventurers. And here you are. We shall instruct you in the Paladin military arts. You will not be inducted into the sultansworn, but serve as a free Paladin. However, first you will show us that both your sword and heart have metal, and you are worthy of the honor. In the ruins to the south of Little Alamigo, you'll find an iron brazier. Or brazier? Okay, so I say brazier, and brazier's undergarments, so it's brazier? I don't know. Light it, and the undead nearby will be drawn to the flames. Slay these monsters and give their hearts to the fire. Return and present to me their ashes as proof of your deed. Now I'm just imagining someone going, "Oh gods, my brazier!" Now would be Paladin, show me the metal in your heart and steel of your blade. Brazier. Oh, I'm so immature. Anyways, so now we have to go to Little Alamigo. Oh man, where is Little Alamigo again? It's not out to the west. No, back from the wood. That is not where we want to go. So, let's see, Central Thanalan. We need to go to, East Southern? Yeah, so... Alright, so we're gonna go to Central and then to Southern. Oh lord, I am just so... Ugh. It's been one of those weeks. I don't know. So, I've never done good with season change. And this is one of those weeks where, like, we had this Arctic blast come through. And because of daylight savings, the days get darker at, like, 5 o'clock. Like, right now, it's, like, 6:28 as I'm recording this. Pure black outside. Like, totally nighttime. And it makes me so tired because it throws my body for a loop. And so I've been struggling with getting tired way too early, so I fell back into my bad habit of drinking energy drinks, and I really shouldn't. While I was away, so I've been doing a few different things. One, I've gotten back into, Monster Hunter Rise, and the reason for that is because we are so near the end. So I really wanted to kind of finish that. I wanted to get that done so that we could get into Iceborne. I know that Rise is not my most popular series, so I'm just wanting to hurry up and finish it. That way we can get into the good stuff. As for the rest of it, As for the rest of it, I have, of course, been grinding on .hack infection. I love the games to bits, but the only issue is that, you know, it is a JRPG, which means that there is some real grinding in between. So I'll be continuing to do that, but it will not be as steady as my other content. And of course, I haven't forgotten about Final Fantasy XIV. The only problem is that it's been suffering from a lot of DDoS attacks lately, which makes it really hard to play, because naturally there's just a lot going on. So I want to go around these guys because I don't feel like messing with them right now. So here is the thing. I don't think I should have to take them on all at once, but I'm gonna do it anyways because I'm foolish. Plus I have mitigations, so why not? Now that I have the effects on, I think tanking will be actually a lot easier because I can see where my eclipse is. I really haven't turned it off since then because it really opened my eyes to what I was doing wrong. So... But yeah, opening up Paladin will not only get us more skills that we can use, but ultimately you do kind of reach a point in the story where everybody's like, why are you not using your actual jobstone? So, the Ashkin hearts. If you are in this place searching for the undead, then you must be a petitioner seeking the secrets of the Paladin arts. He's a big man. But make no mistake, simply learning Paladin swordplay does not make you a Paladin, nor does the armor you wear or the status you claim. I am just another aging-free Paladin, but you would do well to heed my counsel. Strike off the shacklets that bind your spirit, lift the visor that blinds, and find the true path of the Paladin. Okay. Here, you'll be returning to the captain, yes? Then give him this crystal. Sure. I totally trust you, man with ominous music. The way you use that sword reminds me of a man I used to know. Mine eyes may be old, but they can see truth well enough. Be a paladin strong and true, devote yourself to the way, and become a beacon of light. Okay, bye. Okay, now we go back to Ul'dah. I did actually, get... What was it? Oh, I got retainers. So I thought I had already hired retainers. I don't know. I thought I'd already done it, and I guess I hadn't. For some reason. So, I'm just checking to see if I've gotten the... Okay, I already did. I wanted to make sure that I had the, Chocobo Porter here. But, yeah, I thought I'd already hired retainers. I think in my head I had a plan for retainers. I think I was gonna, like, hold some sort of, like, raffle, and I was gonna name my retainers after, you know, whatever people, I guess, like, voted or participated in the raffle, and then they could decide what my retainers were gonna look like. But retainers play such a small part in what I think I'll be doing for this Let's Play that I decided just not to worry about it, you know, and I just went ahead and made them. But it's really funny, because you can use, like, preloaded appearances and stuff for retainers. And I chose two very important, I guess, looks for my characters. So, the first retainer, her name is also Samutari, and the reason for that is because, and I'll show you who they are, that bell's kind of full, but oh well. But the reason for that is because this Rayan right here, she actually is the first iteration of the character I was going to do for a Let's Play. So that's why I have her, because that was the first ever version of Samutari, because I tried doing this Let's Play, like, quite a few times, and this was the design I had chosen for my character. And this is before female Hrothgars came out. The other one is called Erse, and she's also very important. She is a throwback to the first time I ever played Final Fantasy XIV. The first time I ever played Final Fantasy XIV, I was doing a trial account, and I chose a Mikote with red hair and blue eyes, and she was a warrior. So I started in, well, a marauder. So I started in Limsa Lominsa. And so this character, and her name was actually Erse, so this character is a throwback to my first ever character in Final Fantasy XIV. So those are my retainers. I don't really have much going on with them right now, but I figured I would share, you know, just to show you what I had done with my retainers. I don't know. To me, it's kind of cute. It's a nice little throwback. Most people won't care, but it's okay. I like it. Okay. Now we get to give this guy the crystal. Hello, here you go. Face the undead monsters who infest the ruins south of Little Alamigo in southern Thanalan. Defeat them and return with proof of your deed. Here are your ashes. Yes, that's what I needed. Proof that you defeated the undead. You've shown that your heart is true and your sword has metal. I've no doubt that this will prove to be, or that you'll prove to be an attentive pupil. That is well, for there's much to learn. First and foremost is this: you are a paladin now, a custodian of traditions ancient and noble. A free paladin has no master. Instead, she travels all lands, and in every place takes up the cause of the unarmed and defenseless. You swear your fealty not to a lord, but to yourself. You are nobility amongst adventurers. You've taken your first steps on a new path, and you have earned the right to bear this, the soul of the paladin. Upon its surface are carved the deeds of paladins of eras past. She who bears it commands the respect of all knights of honor. Bahamut's Fang, you already possess a crystal? And you say it was given to you by an unknown free paladin who told you to hand it to me? Why, yes. Where's the crystal of which you speak? I demand you show it to me at once. Oh, well, here you go. Curse him. He's made a mockery of the trial. The crystal that you bear is indeed the soul of a paladin, but it is disgraced, impure. It was stolen from the sultansworn. The man who gave you this soul is the very traitor whom I've been seeking these many moons. He is an oath-breaker who bent the knee to the Ul'dan Sultanate, and who swore allegiance to the sultansworn, and then single-handedly sullied our name and trampled it underfoot until it was lost, perhaps forever. How dare he give counsel on honor on the paladin way? This soul is polluted, and I must dispose of it. When you come to wield your sword as a paladin, the only soul you may wear is that which is bestowed by a captain of the sultansworn. That traitor is no sultansworn, still less a captain. By giving you a soul, he insulted not only the Brotherhood, but you, too. Perhaps an adventurer like yourself finds our rules nothing more than a nuisance, but through reigns long and short, our forebears and the sultansworn have preserved its rituals and traditions, and we are duty-bound to uphold them, even if men and women within our own ranks scorn them as relics. It has been my fate to be named captain of the sultansworn in these troubled times. Though I did not ask for this honor, I have bent my knee to the sultana and sworn fealty, and I will fight to restore our honor and name. You wield a skilled blade, and more importantly, you have met the traitor face to face. Your great task as a paladin will be to help me bring him to justice. You must ready yourself, marshal your resources, and own your skills, until the time comes when you're able to discharge your duty. This journey will be long, but you're a paladin now, and honor binds you as surely as an oath. I guess. I would have rather have taken the traitor's soul, but that's fine. Armory unlocked. Paladin unlocked. Ta-da! Souls of Paladins past give you their power. You've unlocked a new job. You can change your job anytime by equipping the soul crystal received from the quest. Yep, gear sets, which we already know. We already know how to access gear sets. The next Paladin quest will be available from Genlin upon reaching 35. Well, looky here, we're already level 35. Alright, so if we go to character, down here we have Soul Crystal. We're going to go ahead and equip. We're going to go ahead and transfer everything over so that it keeps our loadout. And we are now a Paladin. We're going to update everything. So now when we go to our gear set, it says we are Paladin. So that is all taken care of. So naturally, if we were to take off the Soul Crystal, we would, you know, it wouldn't really do too much, but yeah. So this allows us to be Paladin and use Paladin gear. We have upgraded. Actually, didn't I get a new... No, I didn't. I did not get a new power. It's just the Soul Crystal thingy. You've earned the right to call yourself a Paladin, but how do others treat you? Do they recognize you for what you are? Remember that fancy swordplay and well-polished armor do not make you a Paladin. You must be just in heart and strive always to be an exemplar of true virtue. Once, not so long ago, the sultansworn could walk the streets with their heads held high. When they marched by, the small folk would look upon them with reverence and gratitude, and no one was more respected than the captain, my predecessor. When I first saw him, I was still a child. My father had promised to take me to a local festival, but somewhere he took a wrong turn. We became lost and stumbled into a secluded back alley. Luck was not with us, because the next moment we found ourselves in the middle of a riot. Drunken hunters were firing arrows into the crowd, and we were caught between them. There was no way out. It was only a matter of time before we would be struck. And that's when the captain saved us from our plight. I'd never seen a sword move move so swiftly. Goodness gracious, I can't read today. It flashed faster than my eyes could follow. In seconds, the hunters were on the ground and fleeing for their lives. The captain was gone down the street, slicing at their heels before my father had time to thank him. Even today, I can see the captain as he was then, blood on his sword, armor impossibly bright in the sun. After that, all I ever wanted to be was a paladin. I would practice endlessly with my sword, dreaming of bandits defeated and monsters slain. Even after I became one of the sultansworn, the memory of the captain still inspired me. I was always the first to arrive in the training yard, and always the last to leave. And so the years passed, and before I knew it, I found myself named captain of the sultansworn, yet the triumph was hollow, because by then, the honor of the sultansworn elite, the very thing that had drawn me to the brotherhood, was a mere vestige, like the discarded banner of a defeated foe. There were many reasons for the fall, but the loss of the Oathkeeper, yes, that was the mortal blow. The sword Oathkeeper was bestowed upon the first captain of the sultansworn by the then Sultan of Ul'dah. In time it became our standard, the symbol of the oaths we had sworn, and it was treasured by each new captain for generations. Possession was proof of sultansworn command. But then the unthinkable came to pass. Oathkeeper was stolen by the traitor. It shook our brotherhood to the core. How can we be trusted to protect the sultana if we cannot even hold on to the symbol of our fealty? We've been tarnished in the eyes of the ruler and ruled alike. If the sultansworn are to survive, we must find the traitor and recover Oathkeeper. But the sultansworn have grown too weak, and we cannot do it ourselves. We've been forced to recruit outsiders to help us in our cause. I have high hopes for you, my friend. It is a great thing that we ask, and you must learn more of our secrets if you are to succeed. In outer Lenosha, near the Hermit's Hovel, is a grove where ringtails congregate. Pitting yourself against a host of the beasts would be a fine way to own your skills that I will teach you. In the grove you'll find another brazier, this time filled with a potent incense that will drive the creatures into a frenzy, defeat your attackers, and return to me. He tells so much story. Like, I get it, this is like a deep storyline, but goodness gracious, like, he could definitely make that shorter. Like, we're 19 minutes in, and it's mostly just this guy talking. I am gonna change something real quick, though. So I've been thinking about this outfit, and I'm like, you know, I like this outfit, but it is missing something. And I realize I do not like the boots. And so I'm going to change that. And I know it's so stupid, but I can't help it. I have to change it. I don't like it. So we are going to add this, yes, and we are going to add this, yes. So we're going to edit. We're going to do this. I want my Harath feet with the claws. I know it doesn't look like great, but I don't know. What's with the pants too? You know what? This is fine. I think this is fine. So we're gonna save. Yes. We're gonna apply. And we'll go close. Easy peasy. I don't want any weapons in here yet, but once I get some cool weapons, then we'll do it that way. Okay. So he wants us to go to Lenosha, which is in Limsa. So we're going to go ahead and use our return, go to Limsa, figure out what part of Lenosha it is that he wants us to go to again. So let's see. What is this? An ill-conceived venture. Oh, that's right. This is for, finding the, yeah, the guy's, retainers. So, essentially this guy says that his retainers have gone missing, or one of his retainers has gone missing, and this has never happened before. And so essentially he's like, you need to go and find them, please, because I'm really worried, because they've never done this. So we need to go to Western Lenosha. The Isles of Umbra Docks. Well, that's one of them, but... Oh, yeah, because we have to go to... Whoa. So we're just going to Aleport? Alright, whatever. So we're gonna go to Middle Lenosha, we're gonna go to West Lenosha, we'll do this little side quest, just so we can get it over with. Okay, show. Let's see where Western Lenosha is. I wonder if I've actually been up here yet. I want to see if I've been up here. I don't think I've actually explored. I think that's why I have quests up here. So... It's so weird whenever you join a different company and then, like, you look around the starting areas and there's so many new quests. I wouldn't mind trying out, like, other classes on this character later, but for now, I'm just gonna focus on Paladin. Because I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, man, you know, showing off some other classes would actually be pretty cool, but the amount of time it takes to level other classes, I would probably just log into a different character and then show you that character and its movesets or something. So... that's if I was to do anything. But yeah, opening up Chocobo Porters is always good. I think there's actually like an achievement for unlocking all the Realm Reborn porters as well. Pretty sure I got that on my main character. So. But I was thinking about that the other day, how it's so... Whenever I'm playing something for the first time, I always get really nervous because, naturally, it's the first time I'm playing it, I don't really know what to expect. If I've watched a video on it, I kinda know what to do sometimes, but other times I'm just lost in the sauce. But then the problem with playing a game that I've played before, like Okami, Final Fantasy XIV, even .hack Infection, is that I already know what to expect, and there's very little that I can do with the series that isn't new. So like Okami, I knew what was going on like the entire time. You know, so there was no part of the story that was a surprise. Yeah, there was still like parts of the story that were like super emotional, but ultimately there was nothing that was like shocking, you know? And then with .hack Infection, like, I've gotten all the way to the 3rd game. I've never finished Quarantine before. So I already know all those things, too. And I was trying to explain to, my friend Marissa that whenever I'm playing it, it sucks because the Liminality DVDs that come with these things, the Liminality DVDs are such a huge part of the game since they give, like, secret areas and stuff, so I'll have to explain, like, hey, if you're wondering how I knew of the secret area, it came with the Liminality DVD, blah, 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 but you're still missing, like, all the animated goodies, you know? You're missing the whole, like, extra anime that takes place alongside the video game. So it is a very muted experience, and so it might not actually, like, give off just how good this game, like, actually is. So... Same with, I guess the same can be said for Monster Hunter Sunbreak and Rise. The issue with it is that I've beaten Sunbreak, or I've beaten Rise before, and Sunbreak alike. I've completely finished it outside of, you know, just all the extra stuff. And, like, the Risen Elder Dragons. So, it's just like part of me wants to be like, oh no, this character got hurt, or oh no, we gotta find this NPC. But I can't really lie about stuff that I've actually experienced before, so I'm not really sure what it wants me to do. So, in that, or what's expected of me, I guess, in that sense. Oh no, not the murderous mantis. You're safe now. So we save this retainer who basically just says, I'm not getting paid enough for this. She says that she'll return to her master right away, and that's that. That's basically it. Alright, now where are we going? We're going to Outer Lenosha, which means we need to go to Upper Lenosha. Or no, we can just go this way. Oh no. What? So we have to go to the docks? Hold on. I'm lost, and I don't know where I'm going. I'm lost. So it says it wants me to go to the Isle of Umbra docks, which, I mean, that's here, yep. Right? Passage to the Isle of Umbra. Do I go to Candlekeep Quay? No. Because where does it want me to go? Map. Well, yeah. So right here, so where am I? I'm here. No. Show me where I'm at. I'm in Western Lenosha. I'm here. So it wants me to go to the Isle of Umbra, right? And then from the dock in Isle of Umbra, can I go to here? Because it doesn't look like that's the case. It looks like to get to here, I need... Whoa. I need to go up. Like up. And go into Upper Lenosha to head into Outer Lenosha. So, like, why am I not doing that? Watch me head into some crazy, like, over-leveled area that I have, like, no idea what I'm doing. Listen, I'm directionally challenged, and I'm not ever gonna pretend that I'm not. Okay, stuff's hard. And if I end up in a big, like, over-leveled area, it's just more that you guys get to laugh at. So... I've also been thinking about going back to other series. Like, I really do need to finish, like, False Red. I haven't done it because of reasons. Like, it's just, there's a lot to that. I don't know how else to explain it other than there's a lot to that. The thing is like, I guess the unique storyline to me doesn't really justify the fact that I'm just playing False Red again, if that makes any sense. I mean, not False Red, you know, Fire Red again. There's really nothing changed about the mechanics. So it's just like, I'm literally just playing a normal Pokemon game for some changed dialogue. And to me, it's not really super worth it. So I have been putting it off a bit, because it just doesn't hold my attention as much as some other games do. I do have some games I want to play. I have some one-off games. I've got some scary games that I've been putting off because I'm really wimpy when it comes to scary games, despite the fact that I love scary games. So that is something. Ooh, this is one of my favorite areas, actually. Because this is where that camp is. Yeah. Yeah. Look at this place. Like, this place is gorgeous. It's definitely one of my favorites. So I am... Oh, that thing's gonna attack me. I am going to go to the camp first, so that I can have the aetheryte. This is actually one of the best areas to farm for, like, Maelstrom tickets and stuff, like Maelstrom recommendations. So there is a cave up here, the Ungamaro Mines. There are 2 events that happen. There's one that happens in here, and there's one that happens here. And when this one is done, this one starts. And so you can literally just jump between those 2 events over and over. Easiest way to get tickets, I think. I mean, that's just my opinion, though. So, maybe I'm wrong. I should have this map up, because I just don't know where I'm going. We need to go around this way, though. But yeah, going there to the mines and going into the mines. Yeah, if you really want to farm recommendations super quick, which I probably will be doing at some point, that is the best way to do it. At least, that's the best way that I have found to do it. And then once you get to a certain level, like a certain, not even a certain level, once you get to a certain rank, then what you can do is you can start delivering like extra armor and stuff. And when you go into dungeons, just greed everything. Like, if somebody doesn't want stuff, greed it, and then you can eventually deliver it as provisions. Yeah. Why does that thing have to be right there? Because it's aggressive. So, like, if I go over here right now, that thing is going to kill me. So that's a special hunt, and I hate these things because they do show up in areas where you have to do quests, and then if they aggro onto you, naturally, you're kind of just screwed. So, like, I'm trying to just get this thing's attention so that it goes away from this giant thingy. Because I'm not trying to get myself killed by a special hunt. Because if that thing gets much closer, then I am in deep trouble. But now I've ended up in this situation regardless. So there's that. So that doesn't really help me much. Well, I thought I had a plan. Turns out I don't really have much of a plan. You gain gladiator experience. That's great. I am happy for that. I love how it calls your personal experience like your base, like your base class experience. But it is because you have to level every class independently, and I guess like the type of experience doesn't just upgrade whenever you put on a jobstone, which is fine. Alright, that should be good enough. It's not! Okay. Come over here. No, come over here. There you go. I'm not getting any closer than that. So you'll still have to come over here. You're gonna have to throw me a bone here. Those effects are wild, like, why? Why is it like that? Man. At least these ones spawned closer, but I'm still just not trying to catch the attention of that level 50 hunt. Like, I'm glad the other ringtails here are passive, but I'm still not having a good time. Whoa. I love the sound of tin. It just hits me and you just hear bonk. Like, it's good sound design, I think, but still a little odd. Right, is this the last ringtail? Okay, I was about to say, I was like, that was so unnecessary, I think. Speak with and report to Jinlands. I have 40-something seconds left before I can return to Limsa Laminsa. So we'll take this 40 seconds to get out of this area and away from that giant bird. That giant zoo is what it is. And those are like the worst birds to fight as well, so all the more reason I just do not want to get involved. Yeah, the floating city of Nim, which meant that was a Nimian city. So there's like a lot of lore surrounding like this war of the Magi. There was the Makai mages. There were the Nimians. There were the Alligans. And there was something else, and I forget what it is. But like this war of mages is mentioned quite a few times throughout the story as kind of like a side note for different areas. And it kind of explains all the ruins all over the place. It also is really heavy in the lore for, you know, obviously for any spellcaster class, especially white mage, black mage, that sort of thing. So there is that. So we turned in this, and essentially she just gave us coins. And then she's like, your retainers can have jobs. You can send them on ventures. So now, when we go to our summoning bell, what we can do is we can give our retainers a class. Yeah, and it's like, we can assign them a class. I always like to assign one a crafting or gathering class, and then I like to assign the other one an actual, like, normal class. So I'll go ahead and make Erse a gladiator, which is fine. You can only assign them a class that you have been before. So as you can see, we can make them a fisher, botanist, miner, arcanist, thaumaturge, and any of like the normal base classes like archer, rogue, lancer, blah 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 blah. You cannot make them into any of the you cannot make them into any of the DLC classes. So you can't make them into like a red mage or a samurai or a dancer. Once you give them a class, what you can do is you can reset their class if you want to and change it, or you can give them gear. Now, obviously, you want to give them gear. So, like, I can give them the base sword. They will look silly because you can't, like, turn off headgear and stuff. Weathered shepherd's tunic. So we're just gonna give him the wild rose stuff since I'm not using it. We'll save the shepherd's tunic for something else. We don't have a level 1 shield, but we do have level 1 earrings. And we have a level 1 choker. We don't have any level 1 rings. So they're pretty set for the beginning. Alright. And then what we can do, now that she has equipment, you can see that that equipment is reflected in her appearance. And then what we can do is we can assign her a venture. Now there are 2 types of main ventures, which it explains to you. Hunting, mining, botany, and fishing, blah 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 blah. Exploration constitutes second type, in which a retainer will scour the terrain for precious items. Okay, so this basically just explains that we have to use a token, or 2 tokens in this case. 2 venture tokens to do a field exploration. It will be, I think that's 1800 is, or 18 hours is how long it takes. I don't know. But anyway, so she'll go out, she'll find me items, I can sell those items, and then I can make big money because I can sell whatever she has for me. I can sell that on the market. So basically it says, yep, it says that she'll be complete with her venture in 17 hours and 59 minutes. So that's really all it is. Like I said, you know, things like that. Retainers, really fun to an extent because you can like dress them up and it's kind of like having like 2 little helpers, but outside of that it's not really crazy important. Mostly they're just extra inventory space, if I'm being honest. So, we are going to go back to Ul'dah. We are going to turn in... What is this for? Oh, for the gold saucer. Right, because I can turn in my, my chocobo certificate so I can start chocobo racing. I'll do that later. There's so much to keep track of in this game. Alright, now that I have the proof that I have slain all those little lemurs, those ringtails. Well done, you've taken the skills I've taught you and made them your own. I still do not have word of where the traitor is hiding, but I will inform you the moment I do. Until then, continue your training. Alright, so this is going to give us the Sheltron, which reduces damage taken by 15%. And we get Oath Mastery, which increases what is called our Oath Gauge. So now we have a new gauge we have to pay attention to. Okay, Oath Gauge expanded. The Oath Gauge displays the current strength of a Paladin's Oath, which increases as the auto attacks are performed. A strong oath is required to execute several select actions, such as Sheltron, Cover, acquired at level 45, and Intervention, acquired at level 62, and will grow weaker upon using them. Using certain actions will increase the oath gauge. So, as you can see now, which I'm gonna, like, grab this and put it right there. So this is our oath gauge. We no longer have the shield that we had here. Now whenever we turn on our tank stance, which I'm going to move this right here since it's a mitigation. Now whenever we turn on our tank stance, we get this symbol here, and this is how we know that tank stance is on. And then when it's off, obviously the symbol disappears. So sometimes, depending on your class, the gauge will change. That's just how it is. So, trying to think what we should do next. I guess we should head back to Vesper Bay. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll continue with the story for now. At least a little bit, because we're not going to get into the next thing until we are level 40. The next quest is going to be at level 40 for our class quest, and then after that is 45. Ooh, this guy has a new dungeon for us, huh? What's up? Yep, braving new depths. So this is another one of those side things where you just pick up a new dungeon. So again, I'll do that on my own time, because it doesn't affect the story. Hey, Tataru. Well, if it isn't my favorite adventure, welcome back, Sam. Lady Minfilia awaits you within the Solar. Please enter at your own leisure. Okay. I'm still thinking about the burning brazier, and it's making me laugh. Like, on the inside, I'm trying not to giggle about it, but... Oh, it's Alfino. What's up? I am given to understand that the matter of Ramuh has finally been resolved. I fear resolved bespeaks a permanence we cannot rightly claim, yet I am well satisfied that the Lord of Leven will not trouble us in the foreseeable future. Your satisfaction is assurance enough for me. How fares the investigation? Well enough. Thancred is sparing no effort. They are many and one, just as you suspected. Their purpose, however, eludes us still. I would suspect he's talking about the Ascians? Oh. I see. I've been meaning to ask, but is Alize quite well? I feel as if I've scarcely seen her in recent days. Oh, you haven't, and nor have I. Alas, Alize has chosen to walk her own path. Stubborn girl, but you may rest assured that our destination remains the same. And on that note, I take my leave of you. I trust the Baldesian report will serve you well. I take it we can proceed as discussed. Why do you ask? You scarce need my permission to act. That and he's just a child. Like, he is legit a child. He's adorable, but he is a kid, and he should not be in charge. It is good to see you again, Sam. Well, I'm here, like, every, few missions, you know. I've been looking forward to congratulating you on your triumph in the Twelveswood. Owing to your efforts, conflict has been averted. Truly, you have done the Scions proud. With that, we can strike Ramu from the list. So who's next? The Sahagin and Leviathan? The Lord of the Whorl has not answered his minion's call of late, nor is he expected to do so in the near future. While the Sahagin remain as aggressive as ever, they lack the quantity of crystals required to call forth their god. As with the Sylphs, we can leave them to their own devices, for a time at least. For a time bears repeating. We can ill afford to fall complacent. I adore, younger Y'shtola. It is as Y'shtola says, unless we know the minds of the beast tribes, we cannot predict with any certainty when next a primal will return to plague the land. This being the case, we must proceed with as much haste as prudence allows. Any word on Titan? The Maelstrom keeps the kobolds under constant observation. We shall hear from them ere long, you may depend upon it. Indeed. So then, of all the known primals that have been active in recent times, we're left with Garuda. Gridania! Wait, I mean Garuda, who is the primal of the Ixal who live near Gridania. Yes, that's what I meant. So many malms to cover. Would that there were a more efficient way to conduct our surveys. Were he still with us, we should not long have wanted for a more practicable solution. She's not wrong there. Where in the world are you, Chief? But one sure step at a time. Henceforth, the Order of the Twin Adder will handle all matters pertaining to the Sylphs under the sage guidance of the Seedseers. I bid you all enjoy a moment's respite. You've earned it. But that's not true, because you're literally going to give me a quest right away, and I'll have to work and do a thing. Is there something else, Sam? I don't know. Is there? Oh, beg pardon. A man named Laha Brea, sporting a red mask and robed in black. 12 preserved. Prior to the calamity, the Ascians took great pains to remain hidden. Why would they choose to cast off their veil of secrecy now? Gods, this bodes ill. We must take advantage of the present lull in primal hostilities and investigate this Laha Brea. Learn all we can of him and his designs. I dread to think... Oh, there's an eek. There's a big eek. Tataru! Oh... Aww, is a sylph. A sylph in Thanalan. I love them. They're so cute. At long last, this one finds walking one Sam. This one is most dependable of these ones, is sent by Elder One Frixio to help walking ones. This one is called Neuraxia. This one comes as a friend. Let these ones be friends. They're almost as big as Lalafels. Pleasure to meet you, Neuraxia. I love Neuraxia. The sylphs make me happy. Like, I would definitely have sylphs as friends. What's up, Thancred? Ah, Sam, pray do not concern yourself with my welfare. My current investigation has yielded some curious results, and at present, I'm pondering how best to proceed. Well, that's fine, I suppose. Is there anything going on in here? I know eventually I'll have extra quests in here, but I guess I don't at the moment. I just know I need to check there eventually. Because there'll be extra stuffs. Now I have to go back and speak with Minfilia. Yes, Tataru is ready to express her fright, as she is to express to everything else. Not all of us are forged of the same steel as you, I'm afraid. But it takes all kinds to make a family, and it pleases me to no end to see ours continue to grow. One by one, the people of Eorzea are beginning to unite. Sam, drawn to the hope that shines within you. Yet a darkness threatens to engulf this light. Never have I doubted the Ascians' presence, but that they have grown so brazen as to carry out their work in plain sight fills me with a sense of deep foreboding. Well, I would assume so. I got 33 more Vesper Bay tickets. How many times are you gonna call me back? Like, how many times? Is it really that necessary? I'm afraid there is no rest for the wary, Sam. We must delve further into the motivations of the masked man, the Ascian known as La Habrea. This is an ideal moment to do so, while our hands are not bound dealing with another primal. At present, we know little and less about the Ascians, only that destruction follows in their wake. I should not be surprised if these beings are behind the chaos that racks the realm. If my fears prove to be a reality, we must do all in our power to stop them. Earlier, I sent word to each Grand Company to solicit cooperation. The Immortal Flames responded to the effect that they have information on a potential sighting. This is intelligence that we can ill afford to ignore. Go speak with Flame Commander Swift at the Hall of Flames in Ul'dah to inquire further. How you go about the investigation thereafter, I leave wholly to your discretion. But whatever you do, never forget that we're all dealing with the unknown. You cannot take too many precautions. Be safe, Sam. Okay, so we gotta go talk to the Flames Commander. So I'm just gonna go ahead and teleport there. I shouldn't have used my ticket. Ugh. I can pay 163 gold, like that, or gil. That's not gonna kill me. Oh well. Still have 97 tickets, so it's not all hopeless, I suppose. Look at all these adorable people. And all their adorable, cute stuff. Okay, what's up, Swift? Taylor Swift? The Masked Man? Ah, you come on behalf of the Scions, of course. Yes, as we've already relayed to Lady Minfilia, there have been sightings of this rogue near about eastern Thanalan. A brass blade stationed at Highbridge described him in detail when he alerted us to suspicious activity. I would point you to the witness, but I'm afraid he died not 2 days ago, slain by a marauding horde of Kirin. Fate can be a cruel mistress. But do not be too quick to despair. Being situated on a trade route, Highbridge sees its fair share of travelers. Folk are always coming and going, and some among them may have well caught a glimpse of your target. You could do worse than to speak with a merchant named Hihibaru. The fellow always starved for customers, and he'd no doubt welcome your attention, whether or not you have coin or the mind to spend it. Okay, so now we gotta go find Hihibaru in eastern Thanalan on Highbridge. So, have I been to Camp Drybone? Yes, I have. Again, I'm not wasting the time, or I'm not wasting the time. I'm just gonna travel there. I'm gonna pay the money. Yes, I know I could have taken a porter and just let the porter do the work, but right now, I don't feel like it. So, I know where Highbridge is, though. I just had to think about Camp Drybone, because the other camp with the kobold mine, that is also a camp. And so I'm just like, what camp are we talking about? And it always just takes me a minute to process. That over there is really cool. I like seeing it in the daytime. All the crystals out, coming out of the ground. Alright, Hibaru, what do you got? Welcome to Highbridge, adventurer. Whatever you seek, I, Hihibaru, can provide it. Probably. You're after a masked man. I'm not sure I have one of those in stock. Oh, you're after a masked man. Why didn't you say so sooner? Such an individual might have featured in one of the many rumors I've heard. If you linger a while, mayhap you'll learn a thing or two, eh? Hihibaru, I will pick you up and throw you into the ravine if you do not tell me. When the Order of Naldthal began evacuating the ruins below, I had hopes that Highbridge would turn into a bustling hub for pilgrims, but thanks to the nigh-endless beastman raids, folks are too afraid to come within a mom of here. I sold everything I owned to get my venture started, and I'm loath to give up without making an earnest effort to stick it out, but if things keep going as they are, I'll be bankrupt before the moon is through. Whining won't do me any good, though. No, for my business to survive, I need a business. Speaking of which, perhaps you'd like to browse my wares. Spend a bit of coin to help a struggling merchant? The masked man? Bah! So I'll take your bloody masked man. I know what I said before, but vague rumors are all I've got. If you want to know about him, go and ask the other merchants. Well, you're no help, Hihibaru. Worthless. Worthless. But fine, I will ask the other merchants. I've heard tell of a masked devil. Seems he's been appearing not only around Highbridge, but elsewhere about Thanalan too. Enough folk have reported seeing him to convince me he's more than a figment of the imagination, but little is known about him otherwise. Okay. I mean, masked people I wouldn't think are too suspicious, because you do have spellcasters, and a lot of them wear, like, big hats, partial masks. Like, this could literally be anybody or anything. On the trail of a masked man. Aye, I've heard of him, but only in hushed tones and faint whispers. It's said he wears a black hooded robe and looks right suspicious. And that's about all I can say, little though it is. I mean, okay, so we are on a little bit more of a right track, but could be an Ascian and also could just be a cultist. So there is that. Have I seen a masked man wearing a dark robe? No, I haven't, nor do I wish to. Business is bad enough without shady characters lurking about. Folk have been given Highbridge a wide berth because of all the Kieran raids. None but those most devout of pilgrims are willing to come here anymore. Well, it is what it is. So now I have to go back and speak with Hihibaru, the useless one. Alright, Hihibaru. Judging by your expression, I take it you didn't learn much of use. Look, I'm sorry for my rudeness earlier. It's just that things are tough for us merchants at the moment. The Kieran raids are so constant, so organized, we're beginning to suspect that someone is orchestrating it all. I tend to put my own welfare first, like most of us do. But that doesn't mean I'm a bad person. I promise to keep an eye out for your masked man. If I see or hear anything, you'll be the first to know. Thank you, Hihibaru. I finally got some honest-to-God's information on your masked man. Why so confident? Because I saw him with my own 2 eyes. It only took 2 seconds. I was out for an evening stroll minding my own business when I noticed a column of smoke rising from a cliff over at Thal's Respite. Curious, I took myself there to find a masked man. Your masked man. I'm sure of it. Standing by a fire. As if in answer, some Kieran appeared soon after, and the group began talking at length. I'm afraid I was too far out of earshot to hear much of anything. After the group had dispersed, an idea came to me. If you were to use this smoldering coal to start a fire, you might be able to arrange a similar meeting. It'll be dangerous, I shouldn't doubt, but you've proven yourself more than a match for a pack of rats. So what do you think? That's some sound, reliable information, even if I do say so myself. Well, worth all the lingering about you've been doing, wouldn't you say? Hey, it's not like I wanted to linger about. It's not like that was my intention. Alright, so we're off to slay some Kieran. And I might take some time later to do some dungeons. I haven't really decided yet. We'll see how it goes. A bumble beetle, huh? Ooh. Axe beaks, bumble beetles, furbles. Got some interesting creatures out this way. Man, this is way out here. You're telling me that man's little legs literally carried him all the way out here? Hard to believe. Alright, time to climb some rocks. Parkour! Smoldering coal. Up, Corpse Brigade foot soldier. The Corpse Brigade, where have I heard that? Oh, the Corpse Brigade is they're the people that made the poison for the Gladiator quest. The Rauger's Bile or whatever. So that was not an Ascian. That had nothing to do with an Ascian. That was a man making poison. You know, so maybe we stopped another assassination attempt on the Sultana or something, but other than that, nothing really going on. Although, I worry that maybe the Corpse Brigade could do something else as well. Mayhap they're making some other devious trade. Because Primals are summoned with crystals. So if the Corpse Brigade is trading crystals with the Kirin, well, the Kirin don't have a Primal, I don't think. Back so soon? Were you able to find any clues leading to your masked man? This scroll, it bears a prayer to Rauger the Destroyer. In case you're unfamiliar, Rauger is a guardian deity of Alamigo, which is currently under Garlean rule. It's highly uncommon for folks of other nations to revere him. I'd wager my last guild that your assailant was Alamigan. It seems this masked man of yours is very well connected. I must confess the merchant and me envy such a diverse network of contacts. That selfsame merchant also senses danger ahead, and darkness besides. Are you certain you'd rather not take things nice and slow here at Highbridge? It's not even my masked man, Hihibaru. The Alamigan bandit you had a run-in with is somehow connected to your masked man of mystery. So it stands to reason that if you want to pick up the trail again, you should head towards Little Alamigo over in southern Thanalan. Just so you know what to expect, the settlement is the favored destination for those refugees who couldn't, well, adapt to life in Ul'dah. The hearts of the denizens are said to be as barren as the wasteland they live in, and for all intents and purposes, it's a lawless place. Be prepared for a not-so-warm welcome. Now, I'm not certain how much of a help she will be, but it just so happens I have a daughter who has, relocated to Little Alamigo. Her name is Hihira, and it shouldn't hurt to seek her out first. And while you have her attention, I'd be obliged if you could send my love. Not a day goes by that I don't think of her. I suppose this is it then. I had hoped you would linger here a while, cull some fiends, spend some coin, what have you, but something tells me you're destined for greater things. Wherever it is you end up, I wish you the best. Well, thanks. You know, I would probably give this guy a coin. That's South Shroud. That's not where I want to go at all. But yeah, I would probably give this guy some coin. You know, spend a few gil just for his thanks and his help. Even though he was mostly not of any help. I mean, if I've got 15,000, gil or whatever, I can throw him like 500 maybe. So. But they don't let you tip NPCs, otherwise I would. Because I'm not a jerk. Well, most of the time I'm not anyways. No. I'm not messing with the Amalja. I've already fought Ifrit. I don't care anymore. Eventually we will get to a point where we can do the Beast Tribe quests, and I will be doing those, but those are a daily thing, so that's just more stuff I'll probably do on my own. So, probably won't record it, but I'll probably show the beginning of it, or something. I don't know. Haven't really decided yet. What is this? Oh, the Braving New Depths. I guess I could go there first, unlock the dungeon at least. Wouldn't be a bad idea. And then this will give me a reason to, do the random quests there in Little Alamigo. So there's that, like the leave mets and stuff. The leave mets, however you want to call them. Hi, Bibimu. Welcome to the Sunken Temple of Karn, or what remains of it, used by ancient Beladaeans as a place to worship the sun goddess, Azema. Much about the temple's history remains shrouded in mystery. While we have sent a research team into the depths, I regret to say that the investigation proceeds at a snail's pace. That is, when it proceeds at all. It would seem that the Beldaeans have rigged the temple with a manner of devious traps and snares to deter temple robbers. Cool. Either way, we got a new dungeon unlocked. Alright, now that we have that unlocked, we gonna go little Alamigo. It's just in this giant cavern. I mean, smart of them to find a cave in such a place, or find a way to dig it all out, you know? I give them props for that, at least. And in a desert, no less, it would be much, 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 much cooler. Oh, I forgot, this doesn't go anywhere. God, I hate this map. I forget how to do things and go place. Alright, hi. Huh? Why, yes, I'm Hihibaru's, or yes, Hihibaru's my father. He said what? I wish I could be a better daughter to him. It's just that... Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't bother you with family matters, but I'm grateful to you for delivering the message. Now then, what brings you here? A masked man? I'm afraid the description doesn't ring any bells, but one of the others here may have seen something. I recommend you first speak with Gundabald, the leader of the settlement. I must warn you, though, he isn't exactly accommodating to outsiders. Gundabald? He also a big man with big chin. Who are you? State your business and be quick about it. I'm Sam with the Scions. Looking for a masked villain, you say? And why should we help you, pray? Because one of your guys had a prayer on him. We struggle enough without having to answer the whim of every outsider. You're not welcome here. Be gone. Well, screw you too! Okay. So, obviously there's going to be more here. I'm just not going to do it right at the moment. So, but I am going to end it here. T for 3. Anyways, that's all I have for this one. So, leave a like if you like the series and if you want to see more. If you want to talk about Final Fantasy, you know, maybe about your first characters, or maybe just things that have changed since you've played. Just whatever. Leave that in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for your continued support on my videos, and as always, I will see you all in the next one. Alright. Ciao, you guys.